Travis Wayne Goodsell, I've got to do a part 2 to Oaks' video that he put out today. The Hear Him, the corrected edition. You can call it corrected, it still needs to be corrected. In the video example he gives, he talks about being a counselor in the state presidency in Chicago, where he had served as either a prosecutor or a judge. Most likely a prosecutor back then, I think. And he says he felt inspired to talk about crime as he's in Chicago, where I don't know the percentage of black population. We can find out on Google. Chicago black percentage. 30%. So it's moderately low. Depends on how many other demographics are involved. Here's demographics of Chicago on Wikipedia. Racial and ethnic makeup says 32% black, 45% white, 31.7 non-Hispanic white, 5% Asian, 3% from 2 or more races, 28% Hispanic, 72% belong to, well, obviously, are non-Hispanic. So, relatively high. Depends on which area he was talking about, of which part of Chicago that he was a state president or a counselor in the state presidency for. But because that information is limited, I can't go into whether he was profiling as his spiritual witness. But because he was talking about Chicago, as I already did the video about how he supports the police officer who murdered George Floyd, as his case is in, I think it's about ready to be decided, isn't it? Or is the defense still doing their thing? But if it's time for the jury to make a decision, Oaks is coming out with this video is very bad timing, because he's trying to tamper with the jury as if he thinks Mormons are on the jury. That would be disturbing. Because he would have access to know if any on the jury are Mormon, as he has access to membership records. But today, there was yet another, as we're already trying to recover from another one in Minnesota, of unarmed black person getting shot. This time today, it was a 13-year-old in Chicago. Talk about your bad timing to put out a video about how you didn't hear him the first time around last year, so you need to redo it right now, of all times of times. Just, dear God. So, yeah, bad timing and highly suspect for his racist tendencies. Oaks is well known for making a slip of the lip. It's going to be my theme song for this video. But there's also another part that should be discussed, and it has to do with what I talked about in the first one, where the prophets are starting to demonstrate that they're concerned about Mormons and their spiritual witness going off the deep end. So that the prophets now have to rein back in Mormons to give the correct pragmatic doctrine, as they're trying to tell Mormons, no, you've got to see the fruit of your spiritual witness. You can't just have a spiritual witness and do your own thing, because that's showing the dark side of Mormonism now, as we're witnessing a whole bunch of really psychotic Mormon behaviors of sexual deviance, the Daybell murders that I talk about in the other video, and so now Nelson did it in conference, and now I'm seeing Oaks do it in this video. But again, they're still not teaching the concept of producing consequences that are good to justify the seed is good. But I see the prophets trying to rein in Mormons now, and in so doing, it's resulting in Mormons who will not listen to the prophets. And it's going to be interesting to see how Mormon resistance to the words of the prophets are going to get the prophets more actively out there preaching against Mormons. Because if the prophets can't have Mormons following them, what do they do? So that's going to be interesting to watch what the prophets continue to do as Mormons continue to disobey the prophets. I mean, ex-Mormons already do it. They leave the church, but yeah. And then I need to get to a Thinker of Thoughts video about Kwaku. I had to watch. There's some things, I don't know why ex-Mormons think Kwaku is the authority on Mormonism. What the hell? He's a kid. He knows nothing of the church. And the one video that I had to watch, because he worded the title a little weirdly. So anyway, yeah. But I am liking the news about how Russia is now exposed, and details about how they exposed. And remember, I'm the only one from the church, the only one covering news, investigating the church, and have made the connection with the church in Russia. So just remember that when it all hits the fan. I was first, even though I don't get the most views.